You live? Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. We're here for another match of League Zero, Week 4. This time we got Z9 and Crest going head to head here. My name is Romy, and I'm joined by.
Pink guy, and this is a very interesting match coming out, and I'm really excited for these two teams. We've been seeing a lot from these two teams for the past 3 weeks. A lot of people are saying Crest coming into this game are one of the top teams, or maybe if not the top, one of the top teams in the league in advanced regions right now for League Zero. And Z9 have shown their how dominant they are on that Sombra goats, and whatever they play just seems so dominant against any team. So I really want to see these big titans go clash, go head to head in the very map we love so much, Lijiang Tower, Night Market being the first round. And what are your expectations, Romy, coming into this? Like, what are you expecting these teams to play, or even do you expect them to pull out any sick composition that we haven't seen yet, just to put the other team in surprise, or what's going through your mind?
Well, right now it looks like I'm expecting Reality to pick up that Sombra pick. Like Reality and Sombra have such a good tempo going on. The Z9's ability to run the Sombra Ghost, just being a dominant force in League Zero with it, just like it's really oppressive actually, and I'm interested to see how Crest is going to be able to handle that. Like, Reality is the final boss of League Zero when it comes to just dealing. Well, if there was one play that stands out, it'd be Reality Sombra. Like, teams have to overcome that in order to overcome the team.
Yeah, and just like you say, you're excited to see what Team Crest could do against this, because Sombra is such a strong character coming into this game. She could just cheese her way into so many different things.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see.
Not running the Sombra. Looks like Xena's going with just a pure Ghost right here. Zenyatta Ghost, and looks like Yuza's gonna get a bit aggro there. He's dropping a bit low. He's dropping extreme low. The heal support gonna come in for him. No, Melting Core finds to pick onto him. And this is gonna be real easy for Crest to just take the rest of the point. 5 members of Xenon alive. They're just gonna have to back up here. They don't want to sacrifice any lives. But Gagman gets booped off the map, and Swaggy Turtle gets finished off by Koodle. Plasma goes down, and Acid goes down, and it's just gonna be a quick reset for Z9. They're gonna have to reinitiate here. After Yusuf gets picked off early, they're gonna have to find a bit more support for him next time.
Yeah, and it was really interesting how Yusuf really got aggressive at that point. And when you have a Sombra on your side, you could really do that, because the main problem of Reinhardt's getting aggressive in a GOAT's composition is the Brig. Brig could so easily stun an opponent Reinhardt and just shut him down. If you have a Sombra, you could just shut the Brig down by a hack.
Oh, and it looks like they're gonna get really aggressive here with the rally. The rally is just gonna allow Crest to get onto Yusuf there, burning him down. The Shadow comes out, Acid falls, but the Transcendence is still keeping them alive. But in response to that Transcendence, they don't have anything to counter the grab, and it looks like the members of Z9 just gonna get burned alive while they're clumped up together, having a nice little cozy group hug in that Graviton.
Yeah, and just such a clean fight coming from Crest right there. You really have to respect these guys of understanding the game and how to ultimate juggle. Just look at Crest. They blew 3 ultimates in that fight, but they have 3 more ultimates coming into this next fight. That's just building ultimates or helping your team get ultimate as you waste more ultimate into the team.
Looks like Z9 is responding with their own rally there. Looks like Acid's gonna get a bit aggressive. The Shadow comes out. It manages to stun the Lucio, but not before the Soundbarrier comes out. The DV Bomb is inside the Graviton. It doesn't find anybody, but Shields come out. But Gagbag manages to find 2 picks. Plasma gets to pick on the Falcon, and it looks like Z9 is finally gonna be able to flip this point. Around 75%. Z9 still have a ways to go, getting it up to 100%. This is the first time capturing the point. Meanwhile, the Crest actually managed to get to 76%. They only need about 2 more teamfight wins, and they secure this portion of the map.
Yeah, and big shout out to Z9 or how they captured the point even after Crest blew 2 defensive support ultimates, Trans and Beat at the C fight. They managed to take this
early
fight.
Aggressive Shadow comes out. Doesn't matter about Yusuf drops the members of Crest onto their backs, and it's gonna be real easy for the rest of his team to just finish them off. And Falcon's the last one. He gets D-Max. Are they gonna stagger him here? Yes. I love seeing a Diva stagger. Just seeing how they toy around with this 150 health. No abilities, just like a battery, I guess, for ults.
Not even just that, it just delays and buys so much time for your team, because the other team has to reset and wait for this Diva to spawn just so they could push back. And this is really good. You know, what we're seeing from these two teams are just very clean fights that are really short. No unnecessary brawls, nothing like that. That's how you know these teams
Crest
are
is
so
gonna go in early with the rally, but it looks like Z9 also has the rally of their own. It's gonna be a Briggs going head to head, but however, Shadow Dragon drops down first at the hands of Gagbag. Z9 is at the top there. He's gonna try to get some damage off, but he doesn't find anybody. As Yusuf gets another shatter onto the members of Crest.
This guy
Z9 is a bit sneaky there, but he's gonna get caught out right here. Venom
this
is gonna
guy
get burned
is
down.
building so much shatter, and just so quickly. It's amazing. And you know, this really. And this really comes down to the team Z9 themselves as adapting to how Crest play so quickly. After losing 2 battles, 2 fights back to back, they realize, hey, you know what? Why don't we, if we get aggro, all we have to do is just keep Brig on check. As soon as we see Brig abilities come
and the
down,
grab comes out there, and a Diva Bomb to follow up. Shadow Dragon gets pinned into the grab, but a returning grab comes in. But Yusuf is just shattering everybody. He said, "You're not going to be able to do anything to our teammates in our grab." But it looks like somehow Venom finds his way to the point just to contest at the 99 percentile, and Falcon gets pinned, and it looks like it's going to be a win on this section of the map for Z9. Reality doesn't even have to play Sombra here, but like it looks like his Zarya was pretty competent as well.
Wow, what a great dominance coming from Team C9. You know, we were expecting them to only play Sombra Goat's composition here to shut people down, to kind of cheese their way, but they're showing that no, that's not the only thing we could do. We're much better at just Goats themselves. Now, I really want to talk about how Team Z9 really played around that last round. They realized, you know, what they went against Team Crest twice, lost 2 battles, and they realized something. Hey, our Reinhardt, Yusuf cannot be aggressive because the Brig is getting stunned. Brig is just going to stun him. So what they do, they wait out bubble cooldowns. They bait out the. You know, they bait out Melton Core's stun or, you know, shield bash, and once that out, they really go aggressive.
It's real interesting to see here. It looks like Chris is running a bit of notes here, including the mate into Ghosts on this section of the map is really potent because the Maywall is going to be able to cut off so many little tiny chokeholds. And speaking of which, Yusuf gets cut off on the other side of the wall. It doesn't stop him from going around it. However, Blasma is not having any of it. He finds the pick onto Melton Core, but Venom finds the pick onto Yusuf. One main tank for an off healer, and Reality finds the pick onto Shadow Dragon. It looks like Crest just gets opened wide open here with Brick falling real early in the fight, and Notes might not be the best option for them here because if members of Z9 are just gonna be able to bypass the little chokeholds into the little stairway there, then the Maywalls is just lose so much effectiveness, so much versatility. And especially they lose their versatility if they don't manage to capture the point. It's gonna be real hard to cut people off there, and I guess that's for that reason that's why they switched over. Back to
and not to mention, if you want to play Snows, you usually have to give up your Diva. And what happens when you do that? A lot of spam damage comes in your way. So you really need to play around these choke points to bait them in and just kind of separate them, cut them in half. Once you can't do that, or other team doesn't play the choke, you're kind of messed up the composition.
Soundbearer comes out early here, but the Graviton is there to retaliate. Shadow Dragon is dangerously close to the shadow there, but Yusuf is even closer, only 2% away. Looks like the D1's gonna go in early. He's not gonna find anybody. The shields are there for it. Yusuf goes in for the aggressive shadow, manages to find the drop onto Shadow Dragon and onto the break. Multicore gets pinned against the wall there, and it looks like Shadow Dragon is gonna have to reset. Falcon gets burned out of mech. Are they gonna finish him off right here, right now? And it looks like Gagbag is not having any of it. He's gonna take him out there. That was a really quick and concise fight.
Yes, and the trust from these teammates are beautiful because, you know, you saw Gagbag ulting there very early. The reason why he ulted that he saw Shadow Dragon's shield was low, so he ulted. Shadow Dragon was forced to use his shield. That bomb broke his shield, and then he set up Yusuf for a huge shatter when there was no shield.
The shatter comes out there, manages to find a huge shatter. A lot of stuns coming in, but not enough damage coming in. The Graviton comes out to combo up with the Transcendence. Doesn't find anybody except for Swaggy Turtle. The Grav comes out there. The Transcendence is there to save the members of the team. Looks like Ash is gonna rally early. He's gonna rejoin his team, but he gets pinned against the wall. He doesn't quite go down yet, but Reality goes down, however. And Acid is taking a lot of damage there from Shadow Dragon. He's gonna get pushed back onto the point, and looks like Crest is going to be able to take this point. 97%. They cannot afford to lose a team fight here because if they do, they're going to give up Li Jiang Tower.
Yeah, and Yusuf kind of got messed up right there because, you know, as his team got grabbed, he was all the way up in their choke point, you know, fighting them by himself, so he couldn't shield his team from the bomb. So one of their key members, Lucio, got, you know, got taken down by the bomb.
Oh, it looks like the aggressive bomb comes out there. The stun is perfectly timed on the Shadow Dragon, and looks like Yusuf is not having enough yet. He's gonna go for blood. He gets a huge shadow on the rest of the members of Crest. And speaking of team fight loses, looks like Crest did just that. I might have jinxed him a bit there, but Z9 is gonna be able to take this point rightfully theirs after a huge set play right there. The stun came out onto Shadow Dragon, meaning that he can't put up the shield for the bomb, and Yusuf had a really easy time shattering the rest of the members of Crest.
Like, this is so interesting seeing these high-level teams use these ultimates, you know, even capitalize on that small key picks that they get from one of these ultimates. So let's look at this play of the game. Let's see who got it. Of course, it's Acid. Acid did a lot of work there at the beginning of when Crest was getting into the point. He built his ultimate faster than anybody.
Yeah, that's where Jagger found 2 picks. However, the boop onto the Zen and the stun. See right there, like Brig is just able to get so much damage while like kind of being unchecked almost. See how many kill defensive assists that Acid was able to get there. That's the amount of time that Inspire was up, given passive healing for his team while they get all scrappy and brawly and, you know, building their ultimates.
Yeah, and it really comes down to that focus fire again. You need to shut down that Brig. A GOAT's composition is nothing without a Brig or a Reinhardt. If you can't get the Reinhardt, as you know, we saw multiple times there, you know, Team Crest going for Yusuf, trying to take his head, but his support was just so much. You know, they were just keeping him alive all through everything. There were times where he got Maywalled and there was nobody. Even then, he managed to survive because of all the support his team is giving him. So at this point, if you're Crest, you realize, hey, we really cannot do anything to Yusuf, and he's being aggressive. So at that point, you need to apply pressure to their backline, or, you know, at their Brig or their Zarya, to really force Yusuf to kind of peel back and, you know, play with his team. Because if not, then Yusuf will just be aggressive as he is and just build shatter left and right. We saw how many shatter he had on that one round Li Jiang Night Market. Yeah. Every single fight, the Team Crest couldn't even leave the choke. He just shattered them every single fight, and that's what happens. You know, his team puts all the resources in him, and he can go aggressive at that point. You know, they're bubbling him.
Looks like we're gonna see a substitute here. Melton Core getting swapped off for Mob, and, you know, we get to see a bit more versatility here. If Crest decides to, maybe this swap is indication that they're not planning to actually run Golden Hunter more, which, by the way, is our next map coming up here real soon for you guys. Now, speaking of Z9, they're like, as a team, they're so like reformed and so disciplined to play together that it's gonna be extremely hard to find pressure, to find a little weak spot, you know, a gap in their lineup, you know, somewhere that you can poke at constantly until the team comp just breaks. It's gonna have to come like from head on. Yusuf's aggressiveness, they have to be able to find a way to punish it. The bubbles come out after Yusuf, and they're gonna have to be able to shut him down, because Yusuf is, as you said, Yusuf was building a lot of shadows there. So a way to stop that is you could either block the shadow, which means putting the shield up, but that would also consequently mean that Yusuf is able to just walk all over you and swing until he gets another one. Or that would mean that finding the perfect timing for the stuns onto Yusuf and then focus firing him down. It seems that both of the teams are running Zen Goats, so Discord Orb should be applied onto Ryan at all times, and just, you know, that way, that much more damage just finds his way onto Yusuf, and, you know, allowing Crest to be able to open up Z9's team comp just like wide open like a can.
Yeah, and exactly, and same thing has to go for Crest themselves. You know, they really need to pay attention to these Zarya bubbles, or these, you know, cooldowns for shield bash coming from Acid, or, you know, how Reality is playing or Gagbag is playing. You really need to pay attention here, because, you know, once those cooldowns go up, that's your small window to dive Yusuf, or, you know, get aggressive on him to get the most value out of these team fights. Because GOATS is all about, you know, brawly composition, you have to take the smallest advantage you could get. You know, we saw the teammates, you know, playing and getting these quick fights. You know, the reason why high levels get quick fights and high level players don't have as much as brawly fights, it's because they know how to take advantage of these one or two crucial picks that they get and just snowball the fight their way. So, you know, Crest really needs to find their weak spot for Team Z9 and just, you know, take advantage of it as much as possible. It looks like they're running full dive composition here.
Yeah, it looks like they think that the weak spot might show itself once the Sombra hack finds its way through. As we actually, never mind. Mob looks like he was just scouting. I'm gonna switch over to the Brigitte, and looks like Crest is actually running full golds here. They're not running dives. It looks like their initial picks are just for scouting purposes. But looks like Shadow Dragon here is gonna try to get aggressive a bit. He's gotta build the ultimate charge.
Oh my god!
But it looks like Plasma finds the pick onto Venom. He's just in the wrong place at the time. And that means that Yusuf and his friends are gonna be able to just run them over, push them all the way back into their spawn while they wait for their friendly little Omnic move. But Acid actually finds another pick onto Mob. Looks like he didn't make it back in time. He wasn't fast enough to outrun Acid.
Just look at that, how Team Z9 is playing. You know, even the smallest pick they get, like Plasma killing the other Zen, everybody gets aggressive, even the D.Va, and they take, you know, they can take advantage of it. And, you know, Team Crest really needs to watch their sightline because it's not the first time Plasma got just a random headshot kill or just a random damage kill. So they really need to pay attention to these picks.
And it looks like the Sombra is gonna come out there from Chance, and it looks like they're gonna be able to push in a bit. However, the Transcendence is gonna come out from Plasma as Reality throws the grab out there. And, you know, this Reality is a bit harsh here because everybody first gets caught into the grab. But they don't look like they find the pick. But Yusuf is gonna go up with another all-star shatter, just dropping everybody onto the back. The Sun's gonna come out. Plasma with yet another pick. Reality melting down his counterpart Zarya. And, you know, a textbook defense, a textbook hold on that push from Z9.
At this point, Crest needs to do something about this. You know, their key ultimates that you want to look for right now is, you know, Kudo and Falcon. Kudo and Falcon really needs to make this work, you know, with this Graviton Bomb to break open the Team Z9. Because if this goes on again, then Yusuf will have another ult to just shut down their push before they could reach the point.
Exactly, and it looks like the fight's gonna go on the way as Shadow Dragon finds a Fire Strike pick onto Acid. That has to burn. However, they get caught into the grab. Reality and Swaggy Turtle, then looks like they're just gonna get burned down, however, because they don't have the shield in front of them. And looks like Crest is gonna be able to take this point. And that's a nice hold. It took them a while to do it, and they managed to hold on to Shadow the entire way of holding it. And Falcon still has the D.Va Bomb to go with it. It looks like this next combo here for point B for Crest is gonna be the Shatter and the D.Va Bomb combo. Hopefully Falcon can fly up and rise up to the occasion for this one. Because if this bomb is not huge, it's gonna cost them a lot of time as they build their other ultimates online.
Yeah, but you also have to look at the ultimates for Yusuf and Gagbag, and not to mention Reality's ultimate is coming out right now. He's on 97%.
They're just gonna rush the point. They know that Swaggy Turtle doesn't have the sound barrier online.
Oh my god!
The Graviton's gonna come out, and it looks like Falcon misses the bomb just barely. It goes down into that stairwell, doesn't find anybody. But the Transcendence is keeping everybody alive. Shadow Dragon still has that shadow online. I'm trembling with anticipation. See how it's gonna come out. Is it gonna be big? Is it gonna be blocked? We don't know. But the bomb is there, and it gets Shadow Dragon. He's shield hopping to back up, and in that little tiny gap, he gets the stun off. As he's finding the pick onto Shadow Dragon, as he drops, finds the second pick onto Kudo, and Crest is just gonna have to back up here. They lose two of their key members. Then again, in Gold, everybody's kind of the key member. The team comp Gold is so much less effective when even one member drops.
Exactly, and just like
really aggressive there. He actually gets the pick there, and he's not gonna get punished for it. He's going in for blood, but he gets picked off here. This is gonna be Crest's chance to speed in there and take advantage of Yusuf's disappearance from the team.
this is the time they really need to take advantage of. They need to push in right now before Yusuf comes back again.
It's gonna be a very scrambled push, but they don't have the Brigade with them. Mava's gonna come back. He's a bit late. Shadow Dragon still has the Shatter online. We're still waiting for it to come out. Two grabs on the opposite side of the point. The pin is gonna come out there onto Yusuf. He gets burned down. The Sombra is there to cover up the rest of his teammates. All nice and cozy. The D-Bomb is coming out from Falcon. Doesn't find it. Actually, it does find Swagger too. I was proven wrong. Here we go, and it looks like Acid is gonna try to burn down the other Brigitte. But the Transcendence is there just to make sure that Mob does not fall anytime soon. The rally comes up from Acid, but he gets picked up as soon as it gets activated. And it's a huge boop onto Yusuf as he falls off to the mat. As he falls off of the point, he's gonna be backed up into that tiny little health pack room, and it doesn't look like anybody's gonna be able to reach the point in time as Yusuf, their tankiest character, gets booped off of the high ground into like that little, into the underpass. And he just can't, he's really ineffective. Without that charge, he has no other movement abilities, no loose hill speed to get him back.
Exactly, and Moby was playing out of his mind that last fight right there. He really denied, right as, you know, Gagbag was out of his mech. He was trying to get his mech. He was all the way around the ledge, just shooting roguely. And Moby waited for the perfect time until he called his mech just to stun him. So he lost all his percentage on the mech, and he wasn't able to recontest the point and help his team get on the point while he recontested all this time. Now
that's that kind of pinpoint timing that makes Crest one of the best teams in the league here.
It really does. The team coordination is there. Their focus round maybe could be a little bit better, but looks like, you know, Yusuf getting over aggressive there really cost C9 that point that they could have maybe held until overtime. And they take all this time where now Crest has 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock.
And it looks like we're gonna see Crest run a variation of goats where instead of the Reinhardt, they're running the Winston. And the reason being is that Winston, with his increased mobility and his bubble shield, is, you know, provides a bit more protection for the people behind him and maybe a bit more in front of him. And Winston's Tesla Cannon is actually really especially effective in getting a lot of fleet damage, building up that primal rage extremely quickly there, as it's able to hit multiple targets at once, you know, while in the safety of his little dome bubble.
And as you're talking about building ultimates fast, if you're going to run a dive ghost such as you're running with Winston, you need to build his ultimate as soon as possible, because the faster you build your ultimate, the more value you get out of this playing this Winston.
Shadow Knight gets burned down extremely quickly there. Winston does have less armor than Reinhardt, so you know, there has to be more support for him. And it looks like it just wasn't there in this case, as it gets pushed onto point there by Falcon and the other Brigitte Mob. And looks like it's going to be a bit of an even play here between Crest and Xenon, as one main tank is down, however, while the other off-killer is down. Yusa gets slept here, and he's going to get pushed off a point. He's feeling extremely low, but the Brigitte is not there to give him an armor pack. He's going to have to hold off a bit, you know, play a bit passively until his friendly little break comes back and is able to get him back up to full health. Plasma, however, he's gonna have the Transcendence online, and then Anthony comes on to use it. He's not gonna get any healing from that 300 heal a second ultimate, and then Animal's gonna find its way onto Poodle. He gets stunned a bit, but it's not gonna matter. He's gonna get a lot of high charge damage coming in. He's gonna be able to build the Graviton. Are we gonna see a counter grab coming on? That's actually a huge, big brain grab.
Oh my god!
The grab for this E by Gagbag. Gagbag is hungry for ultimates there. He throws the bomb to probably get some stop points there, but it doesn't find anybody. Falcon tries to pick onto Swagger Turtle. Falcon tries to pick onto Falcon, but it looks like Crest is gonna be able to hold it as Bob finds to pick onto Reality. That's a high damage target dropping in this fight. That's the last thing that Z9 really needed here.
Wow, what a scrappy fight there. And just as we're talking about these teams having clean fights and being, you know, really knowing how to utilize these picks that they get, that fight was extremely scrappy. But, you know, Team Crest did come out on top with that huge, even after getting their grab feed, and they really focused on the right person there and, you know, took advantage of when the Team Xenon was down a player.
Now, Shadow Dragon is going to have to be extremely careful here as to not get burned down as he did last time. He's going to have to build up that Prime Warriors, knock around these members of Ghosts. As, you know, being Ghost is such a broadly team as it is, there's very few people on the team that can get critical damage, which means that Prime Rage Winston is going to be able to survive a lot longer, as nobody is able to get that easy headshot onto him. And he's gonna be taking a lot of damage there. He's gonna get the Primal Rage online. He's gonna get aggressive here because he knows that he can turn into a 1,000 health target. But it doesn't matter. He's gonna get stunned and get a rocket mace right to his face, and he's gonna fall down. Kudo finds the pick onto his counter Zarya Reality, and the Brig is gonna be able to use the rally here. Just get the members of Crest up there with the armor, gonna get them really aggressive here. Inspire some action out of them. And looks like that's going to be enough to get Z9 back to the spawn room.
And, you know, I really like what Crest is doing right here. They realize that, you know, they really, once you play Ana against the Goats, right? Ana Goats against the Zen Goats, which is a counter, by the way. It's very important you really keep the other team's diva on edge because she needs to eat those nades, or not. If not, if she fails to do that, the enemy team will just regress on them, just like how they're doing right now. And even though they nanoed the person, instead of nanoing Shadow Dragon, they nanoed their Lucio player Chance. They still managed to come on top with in that fight. Just
it looks like a huge anti-nade is gonna find their way onto the members of Z9, but the two balls are gonna be able to cancel at least 2 of the members, and the ball doesn't find anybody except for Acid, but that just might be all they need. Shadow Dragon's gonna go in. He's one angry scientist. He's gonna knock the members of Ghosts around, and Yusuf is kind of backed up in this hole. They're holding off, but the shadow, he throws out the shadow, doesn't find anybody. It hits the other side of the Winston Dome barrier. Yusuf's shield's gonna drop low. As he gets flooded, the rally, they're just gonna force the members of Crest to just go in there and cleanse the members of Z9. Just exterminating them in this little room. Kudo with a huge staircase grab.
Best use of grab. Even then, they didn't have enough time.
Throws the grab out there, but yeah, it was a bit of a desperation move there, but it doesn't find anybody, and it's a huge full hold there from Crest.
Wow, what an upset! Z9 really looked so dominant on the first point coming in, but Crest just showed them that they're nonetheless when it comes to playing goats. And I really like what Shadow Dragon did here. His Winston, even though he got picked first, look at this boop right here. He boops their brick player into, oh, never mind, this is not the play, but there was one point where he alternate booped the brick player into the diva bomb. That was such a great play for them. And I really like what I'm seeing from Crest. Their subs coming in from subbing Mob, they're really showing how versatile they could be as a team.
That might have just been the thing. Mob might have been the deciding variable in this bout. As at least when he was playing Brick, he was able to find the key stuns onto the members of Z9. Just the stun, if you get it at the perfect time, it's just so much value. Like, stuns in Overwatch are so potent that you have to be on point when it comes to finding the right target and finding the right time.
And I really want to talk about this, on paper, when you talk about goats, people say that Ana goats counters Moira goats counters Zen goats, and Zen goats counters Ana goats. Now, on paper, Z9 should have won that because they ran Zen goats and Crest ran Ana goats with the Winston dive. But, what do you think went wrong right there that, Crest were just able to come on top and win that match? It triggering a full hold right after beating Crest and beating Z9 and having 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the dot.
I feel like it was the use of the anti-nades coming in there. If you don't have the diva eat the anti-nade from Venom, then that means that your GOAT's composition, the team that's so reliant on sustainability and just all-out brawl, you lose that sustainability. You aren't able to heal. And Zarya can cleanse the anti-nade effect, the disable from healing, on only herself and another member. But, that's just not enough. If there's 4 other members of the team that are still unable to receive healing, that means that the members of Crest can just walk up to them, Winston and Tesla cannon, get a lot of thief damage off. The anti-nade does decent amount of damage as well, so it just makes it real easy for Winston to clean up targets from the anti-nade.
And I think Crest did their homework, and they realized after the first match that, hey, these guys are getting very aggressive. Their diva is not being careful with the DMs, so what we could do is just run Ana, and whenever they get aggressive, we could just anti-nade them, and they have to peel back at that point. A lot of tactics could be used. Overwatch is a game that is meant to be be situational and all is on the go when it comes to switching heroes and what to do. And it's all about who could switch faster, who could outsmart the other team, and who could just outplay them. Now, as we're talking about it, we see some interesting hero pool choices coming from the Crest. They're running Pharah, Genji, Widow, Zarya with Lucio and Hanzo. What do you have to say about that?
It might just be the attack spawn antics.
Oh, never mind.
Look at having a bit of a party at that top window. We might see Falcon just stay on the Widow just for a little bit, just to be able to get the headshot. Maybe find the early pick for them. And he's gonna look for it. Doesn't quite find anybody. He's gonna make a quick switch back over to the diva. Yep, there we go. And he's gonna fly back over to his team, spreading his wings. It's gonna be goats right here. Shadow Dragon, not peeking. He's not trying to expose his shield to some unnecessary damage coming in there. And Yusuf, however, he's already at 36% for his shatter. All he needs is a bubble, a bit of aggression. He's already at 66%. He's already
How does
like
this guy do it?
extremely close. It looks like the DM is just not coming out there for the fire strength, and it means that yeah, you know, Yusuf, he's gonna need the bubble, and he's gonna get a few swings, and he's gonna get a shatter. And if he gets a shatter early enough, he can just throw it out there without worrying, because the members of Crest is just they're not gonna expect it. The stun comes out there. Looks like Mob is in a very aggressive position in there, but they don't have an answer for him. They don't have enough damage to go onto him and punish him yet. The barrier from Yusuf breaks. However, Chance gets his sound barrier up in time. The Transcendence comes out from Yusuf. It looks like, in the meantime, while Yusuf was building his ultimate, the other members are also. And Shadow-free Shadow comes out there. Asta falls down to the hands of Falcon Diva Bomb, and Gagman gets demet from it. Shadow Dragon is going to be able to peel him open with the Fire Strike. And Crest claiming point A, actually. I was thinking it was going to go the way of Z9. Yusuf was building extremely fast. I was expecting him to just throw it out there. You know, put a bubble on him, put him in, get some swings in, and then throw out a Shatter. Just, you know, out of nowhere. Make sure they don't expect, like an RKO, you know?
Yeah, and that was very interesting what we just seen right here. Now, you know, now a lot of people are wondering why did, you know, Yusuf not aggress right there when he had the ultimate advantage? Because the reason why Yusuf didn't want to aggress and Team Z9 played around the hotel is because they realized Yusuf's ultimate.
Huge move from Swag and Turtle, just punishing Shadow Dragon's a bit of aggressiveness there. Yusuf is going to be able to come back, rejoin the team. He's taking a lot of damage on his barrier, what we noticed. We're going to get a pause. Shadow Dragon is going to...
Yeah, looks like he booped down out of the game itself.
He fell a bit too hard down there.
The Omnics. He joins the Omnics. But, you know, as I was talking about how, you know, the Z9, what they had in mind, with what the set play they had in mind was actually very smart, because they realized Yusuf was up in ultimate charge, so they realized, you know what, let's fall back, let's force Team Crest to come on point, so that way they cannot avoid the line of sight for Yusuf, so he could just get more Fire Strike, build it on someone, and just surprise them with the Shatter. But the thing that what kind of failed them was that beat, that early beat from, you know, coming out from Team Crest kind of just messed them up, and they were like, oh no. When you have a beat, a team usually aggresses on the enemy team with that large amount of expendable health pool, the extra health pool that they have, and you know they could play aggressive at that point. They're not going to get as punished as hard. So you know,
and kudos to Chance for building up that sound barrier extremely quickly there. You know, Yusuf, I mean, my bad, not Yusuf. Plasma had to use their Transcendence just to, you know, keep the teams even in terms of health pools or effective health. And you know, it might have been a more valuable asset. As we see the Graviton come out here from Crest, and doesn't look like it finds anybody. Transcendence is just keeping everybody all good, warm, and smiley. Diva Bomb is gonna come in there. The pin doesn't find anybody, but Gagag manages to find two. Who cares if he doesn't pin anybody out of the grab? Because the Diva Bomb, the counter Diva Bomb is gonna go in. It's gonna find Sagatell and Plasma. This is nuclear warfare here. We're seeing bomb v bomb go head to head. But it looks like the members of Crest is just gonna be able to hold this off here. You know, having a bit of a attacker's advantage here.
And you know the fight was really lost the moment Yusuf died right there, because the moment Yusuf died, they really had no answer for bomb. Yeah. So that was an easy bomb, and on top of that, you know, Team Crest just was able to speed in and just clean up and get Shadow Dragon all his ultimate charge.
I was worried that Shadow Dragon, you know, I was worried that, you know, seeing that he disconnected and came back, he'd lose all of his ultimate charge. But it seemed like he doesn't really mind at all. He just gets enough.
Exactly.
He says he has another Shatter on layaway, is what he told me. And it looks like the Shatter comes out from Yusuf. He gets blocked. Counter Shatter from Shadow Dragon. Doesn't find anybody. And it looks like they're all gonna get 5 seconds DM. As crucial ultimate charge for Yusuf, not finding anybody, but he finds the pick onto Chance right there with the pin, and Yusuf taking so much damage this whole match so far in King's Row that like his shield just goes down in a flash, and once his shield is down, he gets melted in a flash. There's so much focus fire on Yusuf. It's almost as if they're listening to what I was saying. Punish Yusuf, focus him down, burn him, because without them, Z9 doesn't have anybody to follow up with. And looks like the Diva Bomb is gonna come out here with another Graviton. It finds reality actually. Yusuf is gonna, he doesn't have an answer for it. Never mind, he finds the pick off the Shadow Dragon. He's gonna go out, he's gonna get stunned there by Blood Mob, and he's just by himself here. However, his teammates are gonna follow him up real quick. Members of Crest don't have the main tech. They're gonna have to wait a bit for Shadow Dragon to come back. Meanwhile, Yusuf has yet another Shadow coming online. He manages to find a lot of people. Counter Shadow comes in and might have found more. As it goes down the brick, that's the Diva as well. Going down, Yusuf doesn't find anybody with a pin. He gets burned down by Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon is just going to roll over them with a speed boost from Lucio. Questionable D-form, doesn't find anybody. The shield is in front of him. Gagback gets pinned against the wall. D-Mech, are they going to stagger him? Looks like maybe not. They're just going to burn him down.
Bad.
Yeah. I guess they were counting on the fact that Shadow Dragon was not there, that they can just get a free shatter and just roll them over, force them to get a hard reset going. But Shadow Dragon shows up in the nick of time, like Goku or something. He showed up like a protagonist saying, "I'm not gonna let you shatter my team and get away with it. I'm just gonna shatter your team, and we're gonna roll you after that."
Yeah, and even though a lot of people, we've seen Shadow Dragons shatter only got 2 people, but those 2 people were the key targets of Goats. The Lucio and the Brig was caught in that shatter, and that's what really made the difference right there. Not to mention, Yusuf missed his charge on Shadow Dragon, so it kind of was a throw in a way from Yusuf and the team itself, but they just looked like they got super confident that they could take this fight and win it. And not to mention, the early grab that was used by Crest, Z9 was forced to use trance to stay alive. So what happens is when they go into overtime, they have nothing to stall the card. Usually overtime, Zens usually trance and stall and keep the team alive, and that makes all the difference in OT for a team to either recap a point or regain it from being capped. But they had no trance, so Shadow Dragon and Falcon and Kudo were just able to walk in with speed boost and just take down everybody.
Exactly, and Kudo was able to get a lot of huge gravitons there. Finding, getting everybody clumped together, that means that Shadow Dragon that's pretty much a free ult for him. Even if the Fire Strike gets DM'd, which, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, that's about, 40% ult charge right there. A few swings after that on 6 big, bulky targets means that, you can get another shatter online, and you can just cycle between grab, shatter, grab, shatter, grab, shatter. There's going to be a bit of a gap as grab takes a bit longer to build up. And it looks like Yusuf is just going to get right into the mix of things. He's going to go up in Shadow Dragon's face, give him a bit of a death stare, look him right in the eyes as he swings on him. A huge pick onto Mob right there. He is like a Brig assassin. He's like a Brig killer right here. He's going to find all the picks that his team needs. Shadow Dragon gets done. He's gonna get pushed back a bit. So I can tell finds yet another pick, and the fall is slow but sure. It's inevitable. And I'm not talking about Thanos if you see in Endgame, but it looks like Z9 and Yusuf are just gonna be able to push the members of Crest back.
That was just such a smart play by Z9. They pushed in aggressively, and the moment they realized they have a pick, which is Brigitte, that means, hey, there's no Brig. We could get aggressive with the Ryan without being punished. So what Acid does.
Really aggressive shot doesn't find anybody, and it looks like Chance is not having anything. He's gonna Soundbird, he's gonna get Shadow Dragon real bulky here, so he can go in and get a lot of damage in, a lot of charge to his ultimate. And speaking of his ultimate, he has it online. So if Yusuf keeps taking as much damage as he has been this whole series, Yusuf is gonna be able to. His shield is gonna break, and it means that Shadow Dragon is gonna have a free shadow coming along here. They just gotta focus his shield a bit more because they don't have to worry about Yusuf's shatter anymore. The graviton is gonna come out, however, the trance is gonna be there for it. It's a gravity grab. They're all looking each other in the eyes. The pick comes onto Yusuf. Yusuf is gonna go down. The trance is keeping everybody alive, but the bomb finds its way onto reality. Looks like Plasma was able to hide right behind the bit of the plants and the light poles, keep himself alive.
Exactly, and the ultimate management from Crest that we're seeing is just so beautiful right now. They really understand what ults to use to help other people build. Now, as you're talking about, playing that grab, shatter, ultimate combo and cycling them perfectly, that's what, looks like Team Crest is trying to do right now. They have the shatter online. They could use the shatter to give Kudo all his grab back. Kudo is already at 56% grab, so this could be a huge fight right here if Yusuf or Gagback doesn't land a crucial stun.
Talking about ultimate economy, it looks like Crest is like ultimate economy, looking more like Wall Street. They have all the ultimates online, and Shatter comes out here. Yusuf is on his back. They need to burn him down before he gets the Shatter online. Look at he's about to, but they found all the picks they need. The Shatter doesn't find that much people. The 2 people that go down, they don't have enough people to get onto them and do the damage to finish them off. And it looks like they're gonna be able to Xenon is gonna be forced to back up here, despite only losing 1 or 2 members.
And look at that. just as Grab and Shatter came out, they have Grab and Bomb right now. They could
However,
easily
Reality
grab
has
Bomb
his counter grab online. It's gonna be up to Falcon to try to eat that grab a bit. It's gonna be about which team grabs first, and it looks like it's gonna be Crest. The bomb is gonna come in from Falcon. Is it gonna fly? It doesn't, and the bomb from Gagbag. Wait, no, not Gagbag. Apologies. Acid is gonna find the D-Mech on the Falcon. That just might be all they need. They don't have the precious defense matrix to eat all that damage coming in. And an aggressive Shadow coming in for Shadow Dragon doesn't find anybody. However, Plasma finds to pick up the Plasma gets picked off by Venom. And the Soundbarrier, they're gonna force out Soundbarriers from both teams. It's a still even fight. The Shadow comes in, but the damage gonna be there for it. The pin doesn't find anybody. Chance of dropping extremely low. If he falls there, there's gonna be so much healing loss. But Gagwick drops first. That means that they don't have the Inspire coming in, they don't have the stun, they don't have the armor. And Shadow Dragon and his team is going to be able to push in onto Yusuf, maybe crack him open a bit. He's dropping extremely low and he doesn't have the support for it. Are they going to be able to do anything about it? He only has the Harmony over to keep him up, keep him at full health.
Venom's pick right there was so crucial. He now has also a trance, which was perfect for, you know, Reality's grab that is coming over. They will be able to counter that grab.
Is going to get aggressive there with the armor. Huge status coming. Shadow Dragon doesn't. And yeah, the defenseman is going to be there, but the focus line is going to be there onto Yusuf. Listening to my advice, focus down Yusuf, and Crest will be able to win this team fight. They only have 2 minutes left to hold, and they will take this. They will take King's Row after taking Hanamura. That'll put them up 2-0, 2-1 in the series. They're gonna find the pick. Are they gonna find the pick onto Reality? Not quite. He's half health, but he's really like on his side of things. He's on his turf, you know.
Now, next team fight, we'll see a lot of explosions because all we're seeing across the board are check marks for both of these teams. Some very crucial ultimates coming out. This
might be a bit of mutually assured destruction as both teams have their nuclear devices online. It's going to be a grab bomb combo from both teams, I'm predicting here. The grab comes out early there. The Shadow doesn't find anybody. The bomb is going to Falcon. Is it going to find anybody this time around? It doesn't. It finds the shield break onto Yusuf. Yusuf doesn't have a shield, but Shadow Dragon is super close. He's dangerously close. He's dancing on the edge of a shatter. It's on the tip of his foot. He has it online. Are they going to get aggressive? They might not just get, because Plaza has a transcendence online.
No.
The Falcon is going to come out there. Yusuf's going to get a lot of speed damage. He's going to fall. That means the Shadow Dragon is going to be able to push with the Shadow, but it looks like he might not need it. They only have 1 minute left, and they find the picks that they need. I don't know if they find the pick on the mob. That's going to be huge, but I don't think that Xenon's going to be able to win this fight regardless. You're going to have to back up there.
It's solely because of Crest extreme discipline showing that they're showing. Even though they won the fight, they could have shouted right there. They didn't. They took the win, hunted everybody down. Now they know Plasma does not have chance. So this next grab will be the end of Team Z9.
It's gonna be up to Acid to eat this grab. He has to devour this. And it looks like he doesn't quite find it yet. It was super close, right on the wire. And Shadow Dragon is gonna go for the shadow. He's gonna go for it. It's huge. It's just what Crest needed. The shield's about to break, but it doesn't matter. Shadow Dragon's gonna get real aggressive there. Looks like Kudo's high charge is gonna melt everything that's necessary. But Yusuf with a huge counter shatter doesn't find anybody. The bottle's fall behind. Doesn't quite get anybody. Yusuf manages to block one damage coming in. Doesn't find the pin. The Transcendence is keeping everybody in Crest alive. The Transcendence from Plasma is coming out a bit too late. Yusuf is already dead. It's still gonna be the contest to play the final seconds of this match. Looks like King Joe is gonna go to Crest. They're gonna be able to take this. And looks like they're gonna contest one at a time here, just trying to do whatever they can to get their precious figures onto the payload. Keep the overtime burning. But it doesn't look like this bomb is gonna find anybody unless it was a huge team kill and somebody was there to pick up the movement of the payload.
What a match! We're getting really some high level Overwatch gameplays right there, ladies and gentlemen. Falcon gets play of the game. I'm guessing that is the
I believe it. Yeah, it was the 2-minute counter bomb. After 2 members of his own team went down, he's unscathed by the deep bomb. He's gonna launch it right in the nick of things, right there, perfect time, right behind the light post. Very little space to hide it from that bomb, and it's gonna find 2 supports. And that was just all they needed to hold the point from there.
And I talked about this before, and I talk about it again. What really won Crest that map right there was discipline and patience. They were patient, they built ultimates, they were disciplined with their ultimate usage, they did not get out of line, They did not use more ultimates just to be kill hungry, like we have seen Z9 do it at the very match when they were defending King's Row. Z9 got hungry. They shattered what they didn't need to be, and Crest just came in with a better ultimate economy and just shut them down. That, the amount of discipline we're seeing from these players from Crest is unbelievable. Even though in the heat of the moment, they're staying cool, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Every player is trying to do their best, play their role, and they're just coming up top because GOATS is all about being disciplined, doing your part, and helping other people build their ultimates. That's all we're talking about. And both teams showed a great performance in this match. Kings Row being one of the best maps for GOATS. We've seen some high-level GOATS gameplay, some huge ultimates coming out. You've seen so many Diva grab bombs, but none of them, every one of them got either canceled by beat or trans or something like this. So it was just, I'm really excited to see more gameplay from these two guys. They're one of the top teams. They're from the top tier teams in this advanced placement of League Zero. So what are you expecting from next match coming in?
Well, it looks like Crest managed to find the answer that they needed here to shut down Z9. The first map went really well for Z9. They were looking like the dominant force here. Looks like they were gonna be able to just, keep that kind of consistency for the whole series in this one. And we didn't really see that from the maps afterward. Looks like Crest, they just found what they needed, and that would be focusing on Yusuf. If you noticed during King's Row, Yusuf's shield was getting a lot more cracks in it than Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon was really efficient in preventing the shield from taking any kind of unnecessary damage, and as well as Crest's ability to cycle their ultimates extremely effectively. Kudo was high charge there for the majority of the entire match, especially, and they would just be able to bounce back between Shatter and Grav, and that just allowed them to, have the so much better ultimate economy than Z9. Like, we saw the ultimate economy from Crest, and they always had the right ultimates that they needed online at that time. They were always able to combo with Grav and Bomb, or a Grav and a Shatter afterwards, and Chance did an amazing job of farming up those sound barriers to keep Shadow Dragon up super tanky, about 1500 health, 1300 health, and he's able to go in there and build his ultimate. They're all working together. It's like they're like cylinders in an engine. They all help each other to just push each other towards an ultimate, and that's what you need to win these kind of team fights against Z9.
Exactly, and we're seeing some substitution coming out for Z9. They're subbing Adbon for Acid. Now we have seen when Adbon played in the team, we have seen a lot of Sombra growths. And being that the next map is, by the way, Rialto, it is a very good map for Sombra Ghost because of all the open space and how effective big EMPs you could get with the Sombra. So are you expecting? We were expecting Z9 to play that Sombra Ghost that they're so good at, but we haven't seen any of that yet. Do you think they're sandbagging perhaps? Are we expecting
Z9 might need to go to the bread and butter here. Maybe they saw Crest fared against Sombra Goats last match in their
against
previous
Chengdu
match.
Hunters.
Yeah, against the Chengdu Chads, and
Chengdu Chads. I'm sorry, excuse me.
we might need to that might just be cause for why we haven't seen Reality Sombra yet. Maybe they know that Crest is prepared for that Sombra Goats. That just might be the case. Why we seen Reality on Zara as opposed to the Sombra, his bread, the bread and butter, their go-to, their coup de grace, and actually, they're bringing out the Sombra here. They're gonna stick to the guns. We did see Z9 have been extremely effective match against Hangzhou Bark on this very same map, running the Sombra goals. But will it be the same? Crest and Hangzhou Bark are two very different teams. Now, will this be enough? Will this be enough to actually, turn the series around and get a bit of a reverse sweep going?
Well, if Team Crest keeps this team composition, looks like they're anticipating that Sombra coming out because Moby is on McCree when everybody else is running a Goats composition. So they might be expecting the Sombra from Team Z9. So I'm really excited. Oh, he switches off to big break, but let's see what goes on, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final match. For if Crest take this, they win the map series, but Z9 might have a chance.
It's a huge boot from Swaggy Turtle. That's a quick way to shut down a team fight, and they're just gonna go in. They're gonna have the Lucio speed boost, just applying the pressure, maybe not getting too greedy because the environmental threat is still there. One shot to any hero, 1,000 health, 1,000,000 health, 1 health, it doesn't matter. You fall into that water, you're dying. You're going back to spawn room. And Swaggy Turtle getting just the boop he needed to do all he did there. And it looks like Reality's gonna go for a hack onto Chance. Chance not having anything, pushing him away, and Yusuf is gonna get burned down. Not quite. He's taking a lot of damage, but Shadow Dragon taking just a bit more. They're both falling a bit low, but they're both back at top health. The supports are there for him, and it's gonna be Cleve versus Cleve. Falcon gets tagged. That means the defense metric isn't there, and Falcon's gonna get burned out of mech right there. But Yusuf is gonna fall down in return. It's a bit back and forth fight. Reality with a huge EMP coming in there. This is rest of the members of Crest are gonna be hacked, and they're gonna be falling low, and it's gonna be just an easy set play for the members of Z9. Without having any kind of abilities, any kind of movement, any kind of shields. That means that Z9 is going to be able to run them over. As long as the Lucio's alive, they have the speed boost to catch up to them. They're just going to be able to run them over without any kind of resistance.
I know that was a really good play by Z9, but I don't know if both Zen and Ultimate Trance and Brig Rally was needed at that fight right there. That was a huge trend. They should be able to win. Maybe they did the Brig Rally for the team.
Look at the aggressive rally is going to come up from Mob there. The grab comes up from Gagbite, not finding anybody, but shutting off their asses from rushing in there. It might have been a bit of a big brain grab, high IQ strategy right there. But the Sound Barrier is coming up from both perspective teams, Lucio's. The pin's gonna come out there onto Shadow Dragon. He's gonna get burned down, almost stayed alive. And Chance finding the pick onto Yusuf. He's also gonna get burned down. Both teams here were out their main tank. However, Shadow Dragon might have a bit of a shorter respawn time here, as we haven't seen the payload fully enter out into the open area, in the open courtyard. Shadow Dragon gonna be able to rejoin his team there. They gotta get really aggressive with this fight here before Yusuf comes back. And speaking of Yusuf, he's back in the action. However, he only has 30% towards the Shadow. Meanwhile, Shadow Dragon is already at 60. Oh, but the EMP is gonna come out here. Who cares about ultimate charge if you can't use it anyways? You're hacked for 6 seconds. The rally is there, the speed boost is there, and Crest is just gonna get sent back to the spawn room again. They need to answer the Sombra. They need to stun the Reality. But it looks like they just can't find him. Reality is in his element here. He's going back to what he knows best.
And both teams right here looking pretty dominant. And this, like I said, maybe Z9 were just sandbagging all this time, not playing this Sombra comp that they're so good at. They're showing how dominant they could be playing this Sombra composition, just shutting down everybody. Doesn't matter what ultimates you have or what abilities, you are going down once that EMP hits. Even though Team Crest has a lot of ultimates.
The grab is going to come out here from both teams. The Transcendence is going to be online for both teams. It's a bit of a mirror. Normally comes up for Falcon as Reality is on the Sombra. They don't have a Devo, but both teams are going to be able to fall to the Shadows. However, Shadow Dragon is going to get to his team. Shadow Dragon and Mob is going to be able to get to the team first and get the damage off there. That means that Yusuf threw his Shadow out there, to no avail. It kind of went in vain. They're not going to be able to find anybody.
Exactly, and actually, right now, Team Crest are on top when it comes to the ultimate economy. Because just look at Chance ultimate coming out. Even though now Reality, what Team Z9 needs to
another EMP. Reality is gonna say you can't use for 6 seconds, and I'm out of here. I'm here and I'm gone. And one moment here, one moment you're gone, and looks like this is gonna be an easy take, easy hold. I should say, my bad. For Z9.
Now, that's another way of doing it. Even though the Team Crest does spawn right there, I don't know if the EMP was the best ultimate to invest on, because this is what happens. Now Chance has his ultimate, which is beat. The beat. If you didn't know, if enemy team beats and you EMP into it, you cancel out beat health entirely. So
and Yusuf is actually just gonna fall right there. He took so much damage, melting him there. It's not but the Riley's in the Sound team, keeping everybody top alive. However, Reality, what even is Reality at this point? He's getting an EMP every fight, and this is just one of his strong suits here. It looks like it's Xenon looking extremely strong here on defense with Reality back onto the Sombra. And if they can pull it off this map and then take another one next map, it would be 2-2.
Exactly.
It would actually be 3-2, and it would be a bit of a comeback here.
That would be the first map 5 we'll get for this League 0 advanced team matches. I'm really excited to see these two. They pulled out the Ana. They realized they maybe could utilize the Ana.
The aggressive grab is gonna come out here. Aggro Nerd on top with the Transcendence, making sure nobody's gonna die there to just regular damage or cleave damage. The Shadow's gonna come out here. Use the it looks like they aren't able to push. Reality is gonna find the hack onto Swaggy Turtle. I mean, not Swaggy Turtle. My bad. Shadow Dragon, but Chance is gonna get the move onto Yusuf. Reality is gonna prevent the push from continuing any further. However, the EMP doesn't quite find anybody. He manages to shut down all of their abilities. A very huge and effective EMP, but you know it might have been also to no avail because they just didn't have enough damage to finish off these very vulnerable targets.
And as I was going to say, Reality might want to keep these ultimates to a counter other ultimates from the enemy team, but he's just building so fast to the point where they could
Shadow's gonna come out here. He's gonna get blocked by Shadow Dragon. He's on top. He's on top of the Shadow. And nobody on the team is gonna get stunned from that one. And Adbon is gonna get really aggressive here with the rally, just trying to pincer Shadow Dragon. But look at the grab is only gonna find the one. It's only gonna find.
No.
But that's all they need. They burn him down. Kuro finds another pick onto Reality, making sure he cannot escape. Yusuf is anti. He's gonna get picked off as well. Adbon goes down. Aggro Nerd 2. They're all following the sequence. And even though it was an overtime, Crest is gonna be able to take the second point off Rialto, giving themselves an extra 90 seconds to push it all the way to the art museum, all the way to the end right there. And this little chokehold is gonna be extremely potent for Reality's EMPs and Gagbag's grabs, because there's only 3 ways you can go, and the middle way is kind of the way of the payload. You have to follow the payload at some point, you know.
Looks like Team Crest did find the answer for this Sombra.
And looks like the grab is gonna only find Mob. However, he's going down. Each member of Ghost is so effective, but the huge Anthony comes out there onto Adbon and use Reality for good measure, making sure you can't use your abilities. 6 seconds, do something about it, at me. And he's not having any of it. The EMP is always huge. It's back to back. It's super consistent. At this point, Crest should be expecting the EMP to come out. Now, Crest have been doing a good job, at least, keeping the payload moving, despite all the constant threat of a Sombra EMP or a Sombra hack. However, they only have 20 seconds online here, and they have to get a full reset. Meanwhile, Reality is 60% towards another EMP, and if this next EMP is huge, then it should be an easy hold for Z9, stopping them right before they get the full cap.
And what I wanted to talk about is that, the Crest really needs to
find... Anthony is going to come on to use them, but the EMP is going to come out from... which is going to shut them all down. However, wait a second. Chance is pushing the payload. They're going to have to rush back in time. He's getting a bit of extra distance. It doesn't matter though, however, because he's going to get tracked down. But just doing what he needs to do for his team.
And there were just so many fights in that matchup that maybe Crest should have avoided, to be honest. Because the thing is, if you cannot track down a Sombra or identify her location, that is really hurting Crest right now. And if you can't do that, what you at least need to do is make sure that Reality doesn't get a lot of ult charge by harassing your members when he does come out from invisibility. Now, if you cannot track down a Sombra, your best bet is to maybe help your teammates that are getting harassed to dive the Sombra or peel for them, so Sombra can't build ultimate every single team fight. Looks like Team Crest are just not doing it. They're just letting their Diva, Falcon get hacked over and over, and Diva are just like the best ultimate charging tool for Sombra players, because it's just a huge body. Once you hack Diva, she really cannot use anything. She cannot fly away. She's kind of a sitting duck for Sombras to just gain so much ultimate ability. So at this point, Crest really needs to peel back for Falcon or do something, at least get some more stuns into the team, so Reality cannot build all these ultimates after every single fight, because that was just what we seen was just utterly disgusting, whereas Reality was just EMPing every single fight constantly and catching more than 4 people at all times. Now, what the main thing Crest needs to do right now, like I said, they need to identify where the Sombra location is and keep their healers safe and the Diva from getting harassed by Sombra so much.
Yeah, Reality and members of Z9 might just have a bit of an easier time pushing the payload, as Reality is able to have a much easier time sneaking behind the defending members because they can't back up too far away for the payload, so you have a general idea of where they're going to be. Speaking of which, Shadow Dragon gets picked up. We know where he's going to be, and it's going to be the spawning room. And Ergo Nerd finds to pick onto him. However, Reality finds to pick onto Poodle. It's going to be a bit back and forth as Venom is finding the Orbs of Destruction, but it's not going to be enough to get his team to win the fight here overall. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a sloppy defense here. You know, Reality's gonna get the hacks off. He already has the online. That's the first ultimate charge here, and Chance has the sound barrier online. If Chance sound barriers without expecting the EMP, it's gonna be just a huge value hack, and it's gonna come out here. If you actually notice, Falcon gets hacked right before he gets back into mech. That means that Falcon is 150 health squishy, you know, just punching bag for another ultimate cycle. And Shadow Dragon gets hacked there. They know that he has a Shadow online. They have to be extremely careful of it. Yusuf is not quite there. He's falling extremely low. Transcend his diff, keep him online. The Shadow is going to come out anytime soon here. Have to be real careful not to get it blocked. But it comes out here. It's going to be a huge counter Shadow from Yusuf. They're just going to roll him over. He doesn't get caught by the pin. He's going to be able to get a lot of speed damage from the swing. He's going to take a lot of damage, but he's going to get 34% towards his next ultimate. And even though Shadow Dragon got burned down, he didn't get shattered, so he managed to find a bit of ultimate himself. You know, around the same range, 37 to 40. They're pretty similar in terms of ultimate economy. Same thing with Gagbag and Kudo. Meanwhile, Reality, you know, playing a bit of an ultimate economy of his own. He has his EMP online, even before Chance is anywhere near his sound barrier. So he can just throw another carefree EMP out here, and it's gonna be huge.
And you know, Crest really needs to answer this Sombra right now. You know, if they let this go, this will go to a map 5. And you know,
it's a huge EMP from Reality yet again. Yusuf finding the double fire strike, and Reality's finding 2 more picks. Just finishing off Venom right here is crucial. Yeah,
and like I'm talking about, you know, if Crest does not answer the Sombra, this will go to a team 5, and I mean not team 5, map 5, and you know, most likely Z9 will take that map 5 with this Sombra composition. They really need to, you know, scratch their head, find a way, take this loss if necessary, and just really figure out how to counter the Sombra.
The bomb is gonna come out here. He's not gonna find anybody, but the pin is gonna go. He's unable to move because he has to block that bomb. He doesn't want his team members to die. And it looks like the Transcendence is gonna keep everybody alive. Shadow Dragon with another Shadow online here. Is he gonna use it? Every time he gets a Shadow on, I'm just itching. I'm waiting for him to use it. Yusuf falling a bit low without the pressure of the Rhino right there. He doesn't have to worry about the Shadow coming through or getting blocked. However, the stun comes out there right after the Shadow. However, the Shadow doesn't find anybody. The sound barrier comes out from both teams. However, Reality is shutting out one of the sound barriers. All the members of Crest are getting hacked, and they're not going to have the answer for it. But Koodle is still high charge. If they keep him up, maybe he can build another Graviton online. He's extremely close. He's at 75%, but he's extremely low. He's close to the spawn room. That's what he is. And Reality's going to get onto him, especially with the help of Gagbag, and they're going to be able to finish him off. He's at 90%. However, Gagbag already has his Graviton, and you know, it looks like Z9 has so much better time here in the time bank as opposed to what Crest did in their
Gagbag did get picked off right there by the
that was a huge thing coming out there. You know, putting him back towards the defender team spawn means that it's going to be a much harder time for Gagbag to be able to escape. Not that he was going to anyways.
And you know, Zarya is the damage of Ghost, so once Zarya goes down, you kind of have to back out and you know let the team.
Exactly.
Let the team have this opponent team have the space they want. Now, a lot of key ultimates coming out for the Shadow Dragon and Poodle, but Reality has EMP again.
The aggressive grab is gonna come out here. When are we gonna see the EMP sneak up here? But a huge Anthony comes out. Falcon throwing the bomb out. He's gonna find the stun.
Oh my god!
Falcon, he flies high, sending his team to the top. He ain't gonna be able to hold this. However, they still have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to defend. The EMP comes up from Reality, but it's not gonna find the pick that's necessary. That's gonna be huge. I mean, they're gonna have to watch out for Reality farming another EMP, but it means that they don't have to worry about their sound barrier getting canceled anytime soon. And
that's definitely true. But look at the ultimate for Yusuf.
However, Yusuf does have a Shadow
both have ultimates. They could get
Shadow Dragon to prevent this here. They're gonna get aggressive with the rally. Yusuf gets antidoted, but the bubble is there to cleanse the effect. He gets slept. There's gonna be a lot of damage coming in from Yusuf, but however Not gonna quite get burned down. The shadow comes out. It gets flat. The nano boost is on the shadow chicken. He's buffed up with the sound barrier. He's feeling the music. He's gonna go and he's getting a lot of damage in, but he's taking a lot of damage as well. He's only at 56 towards his ult. Swaggy Turtle's coming out with the sound barrier of his own. He's gonna get Anthony A4 Bear. It's not gonna matter. The house is there for him. The Shadow Dragon shield is gonna get burned down a bit. Gagbag's falling extremely low. Reality falling even lower. A huge anti coming out there from center. It's huge. It's gonna be able to prevent all the healing coming in onto Z9, and it means that it's gonna be that Crest is gonna be able to push them back with ease.
Now, Crest did burn a minute off the Z9's clock, and that was so good. You know, these anti-nades from Venom has been so crucial on changing direction of these fights. But look at reality. Look at where he's positioned. He almost has EMP. This is bad. This could be bad for Team Crest.
At this point, we know the EMP is inevitable. But the Graviton's coming to line there. The bomb. Man, Reality doesn't have the EMP just yet, but the members of Crest have to be real prepared for it to come out. It comes out here. It's a huge hack. However, the Riley's already after, but the cost of the grab. Yeah, Venom is falling a bit low, and Yusuf is finding the kills. Gagbag is finding the kills. The counter shot is out. However, Yusuf is anti-native, but Shadow Dragon is up. He has the nano boost, but it doesn't matter. His team members are falling down like flies, and they're not going to be. Shadow Dragon just can't put it all on his back right here in this moment in time, and looks like
we are getting a map.
Put this into a map 5 here. Map 5, an excited map 5. This is a real back and forth match here, and I'm excited to see.
I am excited to see the first map 5 of League 0 advanced team. So let's see Falcon's bomb right here, a 4-man bomb. Let's see it from his perspective, how he did it. And oh, look at that.
The shatter comes in there, but who cares about the EMP? I'll just wait a few seconds. I didn't even try to get in mech yet. That means that he's gonna be able to pop it right after.
But even though all the flashy plays did come from Crest, Reality's EMPs were just unstoppable. He had 56 hacks. That's a lot. 56 hacks is a lot of hacks. That's just times it by 6, and you get the amount of seconds that Crest couldn't use their abilities. So Crest really needs to find how to answer this Sombra, especially on the next map, being Oasis, which is the tiebreaker map. Sombra could be extremely devastating on Oasis because of all the different levels of high ground and the lower tier, the ways you could flank people. So I'm excited to see this game. I really hope Crest really went in and looked at their previous game, didn't take it as a loss, but more so a learning experience to see what they could do next match coming up to counter Reality Sombra. And what are you expecting, Romy, here? How can Crest play against this Sombra, this monster composition that Z9 is running?
This is gonna be a bit of so much back. It's gonna be a huge back and forth battle here because one of the maps on Oasis is gonna be real potent for Sombra, as there's not enough. There's no obstacles on the point to prevent the EMP from coming in. The EMP reaches so much space onto the point itself that it's gonna be extremely hard to dodge it. Especially if Reality is able to just pick whoever he wants the EMP and hack for 6 seconds. It's going to be extremely hard to dodge it. However, there are 2 maps where there is a bit of geometry in the middle of the point, where, that is pretty much one of the only counters to a Sombra EMP. Just hiding behind the wall or using that the map geography to your advantage here. So, it's good. Maybe we'll see Reality run Zarya here as Z9 decides to go pure gold on some of the maps. However, we may also see Reality Sombra the whole way through. Now, if Falcon can scout him out, with the Diva spam, then it's gonna be so much easier to manage the EMPs. They know that the EMP is inevitable. You can't stop an ultimate from charging,
Now
you can't unring a bell. So,
now we do start off at Oasis Garden, being one of the maps with the geometry that Romy was talking about. Now, this geometry could be very tricky. This high ground right here at the middle of the point could be either a curse or a blessing for a team. Now, if Z9 plays it properly, they could easily set up huge EMPs by playing Reality from that high ground. But if Crest plays it properly, they could just completely avoid EMPs and force teams to come up to them in high ground and battle them. As you know, they could just scout out the Sombra right beforehand, or shut them down, or just jump them from the top of the map. So I'm really excited to see what they do. Now, I had a proposition as we were looking into this team. You know, Reality Sombra is just getting out of hand. What do you think about Crest running a 4 DPS composition in this case?
No, the hacks would be a bit more potent, but it'd be harder for Reality to find, just to hack. There's so many targets, kind of like swarming all over the place. It'd be hard for, for Crest to actually get phased by a hack. However, this is going to be a battle of who takes the point first. Reality already a quarter of his way towards his EMP, a third of the way, building up his ultimate extremely quickly there. Shadow Dragon dropping, falling a bit low himself. He's going to need to get a bit of support before he can get aggressive onto Yusuf. Meanwhile, Yusuf is already 60% towards his shadow, 70% however. The hack comes onto Poodle. He's going to get farmed for a bit. Reality 85 towards his shadow, 90%, towards
this
the EMP,
is disgusting.
90%.
Reality has
the
the
men of the team, it comes out there, it's a sick man EMP, and before the point even, fully gets captured. And it just makes it that much easier for Xenon, that much easier.
This is just utter slaughter at this point. Reality was able to farm his EMP before the point was even available for capturing. That is insane. And not to mention, just look at all the ultimates coming through for Team Z9. They have Trans online, they have Virali online, they have Shatter online. They could really shut down Team Crest right here if they properly juggle these ultimates.
Yeah, and he finds the hack onto the Brigitte there. That means that they're not going to have the shield bash to get a bit aggressive there. However, Mob is finding his rally extremely soon. However, Shadow Dragon gets attacked and the is going to be able to come out there. The EMP from the Sound Barrier from Chance is going to be able to keep everybody alive, except for Shadow Dragon. Is this still a winnable fight for Crest? We're going to find out, but it doesn't look likely, as Mob and his rally armor and his Inspire and his shield bash is going to go down and sent back to the spawn room.
Falcon
is gonna get
so
demeched, it looks like they're just gonna ignore him, just stagger him just a tiny bit. Just a wee bit. Force him back to spawn there.
Gagbag is just playing out of his mind right now. He's constantly being high charge on the Zarya, and he's just putting so much damage, allowing his team to, to be aggressive. Now look at this ultimate for Z9 and Shadow, Team Crest. A lot of big ultimates coming out. We're going to see a lot of explosions, even though Z9 are currently on top of this ultimate game.
Yeah,
so
Z9 has the EMP, which means, if Z9 has the EMP, this means that it's a 1-0 fight, okay? That means that you don't need to use other ultimates. It means that the members of Crest can't use ultimates. We were talking about explosions earlier. Well, maybe we'll see that next fight, because the not using abilities for 6 seconds is more than enough time for Z9 to just have a slaughterhouse, to have a kill party, and kill the members of Crest.
I'll be honest with you right now, I do not think Crest could even get to the point right now. It's 95% with the grab online. I don't think nothing's going to happen. Gragback does die. Somebody does touch the point.
Actually do manage to touch the point somehow. It looks like it's gonna be Chance. Coming in clutch there. He's gonna get stunned, fall a bit low, but it's not gonna matter. The Riot's gonna come ad bomb. And this is just confirming what was already known, confirming our suspicions. Z9 is gonna take this map without that much problem. Now, Crest running they're running so low on time here in terms of figuring out what they can do about the Sombra. They've run out of errors. They have this next map to figure out what they can do about the Sombra. They have one map to crack the code, or else it's over for them. Taking it to game 5 would have been for nothing.
It was a valiant battle on their way there, and as much as I would like to say Crest did put up a fight, it just looks like Z9 are just able to roll all over them, with Reality being on the Sombra. It's really funny how we have seen Crest play so well and go 4-0 against Chengdu Chads, who ran a Sombra composition, but they just can't crack the Sombra composition of Z9, which is arguably the best Sombra goats we have seen in this league so far. Now, what is it that Z9 are doing right or different in this case that making it so much harder for Team Crest to
Reality is doing an amazing job of farming those EMPs extremely quickly. Like, he's dead sect when it comes to the hack, but he's gonna fall a bit low there. Oh, Falcon, however, on the counter Looks like they're gonna try to, pick one out of Z9's book. Open up the page, and it looks like it's working out there. The hacks come out, and Z9 are already down 2 members. Eggroll Nerd is on the top. He's on the high ground there. Getting a bit of damage and building up towards that transcendence. He's not gonna find much because Koodle is just gonna burn a hole to him with that.
Maybe this is the answer. Maybe this is the answer for Team Crest right there. Hit Z9 with what they're hitting them right now. Maybe Z9 are just, maybe Z9 are just so good at this Sombra comp, they can't find anybody else to scrim against. So, if you hit them back with Sombra goes, they might not know what to do. This is a very clever idea, and let's see how this works out for Team Crest right now. The Falcon is 70% on this EMP.
And the EMP coming in here from out of nowhere. It finds the members of Crest, and it's gonna be able to burn them down without that much problem here. This is gonna be able to. The shadow comes out from Yusuf just for extra measure. It might have been a bit unnecessary. Maybe he was impatient. Maybe he's thinking the fight was taking a bit too long. Now, it would be real interesting to see how it would turn out if Crest actually do manage to win with Somber. They'd be saying, "We do what you do, but better," And I guess this is a bit of a matchup Somber goes to turns into out of nowhere.
No,
now, this is a 6 ultimate fight here.
Yes, and this is a really, what I want to say is playing Sombra Goats against Sombra Goats, it's just all about mind games, You want to bait out the, what do you call it, the beat, so you could just EMP it later and cancel it out altogether. I think that's what Crest needs to do right now. They need to use the grab. They need to use the
grab is going to come out here, and the EMP is going to come out there. That means that everybody's hacked, but it's not going to find the damage because the Transcendence is there. Everybody on Z9 extremely alive, and the EMP is there to cancel out the effects of the sound barrier. That means that they're not gonna have their health for extra aggressiveness. And meanwhile, Yusuf is gonna be he's nearing his shatter, and once the shatter comes online, it's gonna be easy coming in because it looks like Shadow Dragon is gonna get hacked. Not before taking Yusuf down there. They're gonna take each other to the grave, and it's a bit of a mirror matchup here, as the members of Crest are gonna find the kills necessary. Looks like Reality is gonna be on the high ground. Is he gonna be able to escape this?
I don't think so.
He's just getting a point just for a bit of extra percentage, yeah.
Now, what I really wanted to talk about right there is, even though Crest won that fight, it was kind of sloppy and they did make a big mistake. Now, as Sombra goes, what do you want to do? Do you want to use your other ultimates like Grab or Shatter to bait out the other team's defensive support ultimates, so when you do get a huge EMP off, they don't have anything to answer back once
and
the EMP is done.
Speaking of EMP, he's about to give the members of Z9 a bit of deja vu. They hit him with. Members are not getting. The members are actually getting hanged. Hey, apologies. And Reality is gonna have his EMP. So it's gonna be a bit of a back and forth, or it's a hack or be hacked world out there. Looks like they're playing Watch Dogs 2, not Overwatch. And this is Sombra v Sombra. It's all coming down to who can get the key hacks.
Now, Team
95%, they're gonna have to rush to touch the point. If Reality's not there with the EMP, then it's gonna be all for naught.
Oh my God, Reality's wrong.
This is overtime. The huge shadow comes up. The huge shadow comes up, prevents them from touching the point. They're going into the very final round. Crest, they're determined to take this to the very end. They are determined to dethrone Z9. Especially if they're running Sombra Goats, it's gonna be a huge victory for Crest. They're gonna be feeling like they're king of the mountain. They're gonna be feeling like they're even higher than the top of their game.
Now, I really want to point this out right now. The win for last map, the MVP was Chance. He detected Reality in midpoint while he was wall riding, and that's how they were able to get him low enough so he couldn't EMP, and he had to back out. And once he did that, they aggressed. Shadow Dragon aggressed on Team Z9, got the shatter off, and when Reality was coming back for the EMP, Falcon immediately hacked him, so there was just no point of taking that curve.
And it's going to be 1-1 here. It's going to be a bit of a bout down to the wire. Yusuf gets to the point first there, using that charge just to get there. Get some a bit of aggression, get some presence. Shadow Dragon fell a bit low, but not more than Mob. Mob is Outbound gets hacked. Is he gonna fall down? Not quite yet. The support is there for him. It's kind of dancing on the edge. He gets burned down there. A bit of focus fire is all you need, And looks like Yusuf is just on the point here. Without his break, he doesn't have to stun, which means they can just kind of harass him however they want, move him around and stuff like that. Lucio's just dancing on his head, and looks like Shadow Dragon is gonna find the pick onto Eggroll Nerd.
This is so bad for Team Z9 right now. And when it comes to Ultimate Economy, they're way below Team Crest right now. Because look at Falcon's EMP right now. He's at 72%. If this EMP
And
hits,
speaking of EMP, I would have asked if this was Freaky Friday, but and because we're actually seeing Reality and Z9 running regular goats, whereas Crest is running the somber goats. But it's not gonna matter. Yusuf is gonna get there. He's gonna get all the support he needs to get the kills. He gets 5 kills that fight. That's all he.
Make it a 6.
4 kills. Yeah,
Make it a 5.
Go right there. Yusuf just swing until you get dizzy enough to just knock him out and send him back to spawn.
Now Chance does have this beat right here. They need to bait out. They cannot beat before the Graviton Surge comes out, but they need to somehow bait out this trans right here. Maybe grab, maybe shatter, but this trans needs to come out.
If the EMP comes out extremely early, and get to all the members, just as I was talking about, that just might be all they needed. However, doesn't get Egg Roll Nerd and his Transcendence, keeping everybody alive. Yusuf is going to be able to get the counter shot. Oh, Crest is going to fall down, but the Sunbear is there to keep the members of Crest alive, even after the Diva Bomb. It's a scrappy fight. Venom gets caught out by Gangbang, but Mo finds the pick onto his counterpart Brig. It looks like Yusuf is going to get a lot of cleave damage coming in. It looks like Z9 is running, regular ghosts, and it's working out for them. Falcon on the Sombra is not quite finding enough value. With the EMPs, he has to make sure he gets Egg Roll Nerd, but I think it was impossible in that situation. Egg Roll Nerd, making sure he doesn't want to get hacked, he doesn't want to get hit wires all the time.
And that's what I said. Just like I predicted, I said they need to take this trans out. They need to bait it out somehow, because if not, they will not win this fight even after an EMP. Because exactly what happened, they were impatient with their ultimates and they blew it too fast. Egg Roll Nerd still had his trans, and they were just able to come back from this EMP.
And we're gonna see Falcon make the switch back onto the Diva, but is it too late, or is it never too late to die? As we're gonna see Falcon try to rise and get his Diva Bomb online to throw over the heads of the member of the and hopefully trying to get some.
Now Kudo needs to come out big right here, right now. If not, they will lose this map and the game
the
with
last
it.
fight that Crest has here, so they don't have the ultimates online. Look like they might have. Shadow Dragon needs to build that shatter online. The stun comes out. If User Shadow gets blocked it does! It's gonna be huge! Such an opportunity is opening up for Shadow Dragon and his team! User gets brought into the ground, but is the Diva Bomb gonna get blocked?
No!
He drops the shield just before the Diva Bomb explodes. His combo was just off, and the arrow might just be all they need to actually move the series. No, that might have been enough. Falcon finds the pick with the Admon, just a back and forth fight here. This is go anyway. And even if Z9 doesn't win this fight here, they still have 70% ticket here. The Transcendence comes online here. Shadow Dragon is back onto the fight. All he has to do is kill these squishies. These squishies. The Egg Roll Nerd finds the pick onto Poodle. Shadow Dragon finds the pick onto Egg Roll Nerd. They have to get this Diva offline. Yusuf come back on the fight. He's 76% on his shatter. He's gonna get a bit aggressive there. Somebody gets gets booped into the face. He comes back up. He finds the pick off the Shadow Dragon. They don't have the Matrix. Yusuf has just to do a few more swings. He's gonna get his shadow online. And they don't have anything to block it. Yusuf was falling extremely low. It's just an extremely back and forth fight. The both teams are fighting with everything they have just to hold this fight a bit longer. Alpha falls down. It looks like Crest is going to be able to take this here. It's a bit decisive because the Brig is online and they don't have enough damage to take the Brig down. Rally goes down by the Brig. Mob is going to be able to just take the charge. Reinhardt is down.
Wow.
Why can't I be the next Reinhardt? What is this type of fight?
What is going on right here? So many scrappy fights, so many, unnecessary fights coming through, to be honest. At this point, Z9, after they lost, the first initial fight, they should have just gave up the point instead of defeating Team Crest. So many ultimates. Look at Team Crest ultimate economy right now.
Yeah, it's gonna come online here. Diva Bomb has to make sure it does. The Shadow doesn't find anybody else. The Shadow gets blocked, however. Shadow doesn't coming out here with the Shadow. But the bomber's gonna come in. Is gonna find anybody. Ferguson manages to get out of the way just in time. It's a bit of a back and forth fight here, but it looks like as the fight continues, as the fight rages on, Egg Roll Nerd drops a bit low. Yusuf taking a lot of damage here, but the percentage is just ticking up. And it looks like Kudo gets pushed into the underground. They don't have the Zara bubble just for a little bit. The Sunbear is there to keep them rested. The other 5 members that are on the point a bit extra tanky, and Alphonse goes down to the hands of Falcon.
Oh my god!
And it looks like Crest might be able to turn this around. This is a really interesting match here. As we hit the 85% mark, that means that Z9 is only going to have one more fight to take this point, and otherwise it's going to go up into
now both of these Zaryas. Though both of these Aryas need to become big right now. They both are close to grab or have grab right now. This grab will make the difference or to whether which Reinhardt has the ultimate or not.
And the grab comes out here. It's a counter grab. It's a grabby grab. Chance to have a chance.
Gagback gets taken out of his
The
mech
boop has
right
to
there.
find. The boop has to come out here. The shadow comes out. It doesn't find any. The mob is gonna get burned down by Echo and the help transport. Falcon gets D-Max. And it looks like they're gonna get pushed off a point. It looks like Xena might have just been able to turn this around in the 9th hour. Now this is gonna be coming down here. The ping comes out here onto Echo and he survives it. Shadow Dragon's gonna come out huge. It's a huge shadow, but there's not enough damage to follow. It's just up to chance. Boop some of them into the hole. The point shifts and it's gonna go to Z9. Just off the wire. That was an insane match.
What a match, ladies and gentlemen. Getting down to the very brink of the game itself. The very last map. Oh, wow. Reality Justice, give me that play of the game. I'll hack that just like I had all of your
huge EMP comes in here. This huge EMP that just allows them to...
Now, you know, I feel like Crest did an amazing job. Both these teams played out of their mind. You know, what an insane match coming in through. We're getting our first map 5 game with the very last point of Oasis. That was an insane fight. We had at least a 3-minute long overtime fight at one point, and I'm just very hyped to see both these teams go head to head. Like one of the best teams coming in, giving us maybe the best, you know, the best match overall in general for League Zero right now. And I'm glad we got to cast it, but wow. What a match.
That was an insane match. It's rare that you get to see matches that intense, that head-to-head, that kind of rivalry going on, that even. You don't even get to see those kind of matches in the Overwatch League unless you wait all the way until the stage finals. But here we are, right here in League Zero on Twitch, watching these two teams, Crest and Z9, take it to the final strip of match. You know, taking us all the way to the end. We're just along for the ride.
Exactly, and this might be the start of one of the greatest rivalry coming in for League Zero right now. And you know, as we say all this, we are to the point where we will be interviewing someone from Team Z9, and I just think it has to be reality. Like, this guy was on point with every single EMP. He was building them in every single fight, catching at least 4 to 5 people in each EMP, and I think that's just what really carried Z9 and gave Z9 that extra push for that victory right here. Like, this guy was on fire. You cannot deny it. Now we are waiting for, you know, to see if we could get reality in this lobby for this interview, and I'm actually really excited to ask him how they prepared for Crest. Why did they not play, you know, the Sombra composition in the beginning? Were they sandbagging? Were they underestimating? You know, I really want to know what's going on between, you know, these guys' team heads right now. So we're just waiting patiently to see. And, you know, Romy, what do you have to say about all this coming in?
Well, you know, last time we interviewed Reality, he was on top of his game. He was feeling really good about himself as he took his victory over Hung Shao Bark. Now, one thing I'm curious about, I want to see if he was a bit nervous there towards the end. He almost got dethroned a bit. You know, as we did see Falcon switch over to the Sombra, and you know, their Sombra goats on that second map on Oasis was extremely potent. It won them. It put them into the final round. And however, Falcon tried to run that Sombra towards the end, and you know, he had to switch off at some point. He just knew that it wasn't gonna work, especially with Reality on the Zarya, meaning that they don't have anything to eat the grabs. They knew that he had to switch. However, it might have just been too late.
Yeah, and you know, what I really think made the difference between Team Z9 Sombra Goats and Team Crest Sombra Goats, it's the art of baiting out ultimates. You know, when you play Sombra Goats, well, you have to understand that you're giving up one of the crucial picks out there. You know, either your Zarya or your, you know, Diva, whatever you would choose to. At that point, you have to bait out ultimates. You know, you can't just hack people and get EMP, press Q, and, you know, expect to win the game. Especially on high level goats, team will know how to hide their supports, how to keep how to use ultimates right after the EMP hacks wear off, or how to disengage. So at that point, at that level of at that level of play, you really need to know how to bait out ultimates by using other ultimates, such as I have called out so many times. As I predicted for Crest, I said if they want to make this EMP useful, they need to bait out Trance. They were a bit too impatient. Falcon used this EMP a bit too early. The grab came out from them, and the Trance was right there to block all the incoming damage, or enable Team Z9 to get more aggressive, build more ultimates right after an EMP from Crest. But
we do have Reality ready.
Oh,
if you guys
great.
are.
Great. Reality is in the show right now. First of all, congratulations. Oh, okay, he just joined. Okay, we do have Reality right here, guys. First of all, congratulations on your third win back to back. How are you guys feeling right now? Big. that's the name, name of the game. Big, just like this man's EMPs. Big. Now coming into this game, you guys did not play the Sombra Goats a lot. Everybody was expecting the Sombra Goats. Why didn't you guys play the Sombra Goats the first two match? I want to know.
Sombra's boring. Sombra's boring.
That is all it takes to go.
That
I was bored.
That's why. Oh wow, what an answer! We were thinking you guys were sandbagging at one point, but
I still
you
want to play Sombra.
you guys did show a very good, a decent amount of skill coming into, going head to head against Crest with pure goats. But man, when you guys came in with the Sombra, you guys just enabled. Now, go ahead, Ruben.
I think it gave other teams a bit something else to worry about. They don't just have to watch out for Sombra, they also have to watch out for your Zarya, because you were high charge a lot. You were finding a lot of damage there. And I just want to say that was pretty potent. I have a question though. I was wondering, last time we interviewed you, you were pretty confident. You took the victory over Hangzhou Bark. Now I want to know if were you a bit nervous this time around going against Crest? They took you to the final vinyl map.
Almost rage quit. So yeah, it was close.
Oh.
I almost left.
Wow, that a lot of emotion coming in for this match. Maybe being the big rivalry for League Zero from this point out, being the two top teams going head to head, giving us a fine match to look at. Now, one more thing I want to ask. You guys have seen Crest play. I'm sorry, I'm brain farted the team name. Help me out, Romy, right here. Crest played, Chengdu Chaz. There you go. Crest played Chengdu Chaz last week, and they did very well against their Sombra Goats. 4-0'd them to talk about. Were you guys nervous about after seeing their game, after seeing them perform like that against Sombra?
To be honest, I didn't watch the game or hear about it. I'm probably the better Sombra than their Sombra.
Wow, a lot of shots being fired.
What were you thinking when you saw Falcon switch over to the Sombra there?
I just said I'll dominate them.
A lot of good trash talking. That's what we like, ladies and gentlemen. Some good quality trash talking. One, you could back it up, cough cough bumper. But let's get this game going right. This night going right now, guys. We had a beautiful match. We had Reality coming big on all these plays, and we will be closing out this night right now. One of the best matches so far for League Zero. I'm Pink Guy, almost said Romy. I'm Pink Guy right here with my co-caster Romy, and goodbye.